My stepfather hit me with a leather belt when I was 5 for just getting a drink of water in the morning, and I was in foster care for 15 years out of my life, and this is where I've ended up on my own. And how do other people feel about that?
Sleep in the street, nice, no good. Freezing, never got any blanket, and you don't know what's going on. Because some guys coming up from pub, and I'm black, so sometimes people can be nasty. So I stay there and I sleep. I try to sleep, we can't sleep. It's because, I remember the thing, I still remember, I was wake up every hours. So when I start to cross my eye, I was wake up 3 o'clock, start to cross my eye again, 4 o'clock, cross my eye again, 5 and 6. And then the feeling, it's a bad feeling, the worst thing is your feet. When you feel your feet in the cold. So when you feel your feet doesn't go, all your body goes the same way, isn't it?
Big issue. This week's big issue. Big issue. This week's big issue.
The days drag oh so slowly by, drifting from town to town. It's no life when you don't belong. So little up, but infinitum down. Well, that's the way it is, with no address or any kind of phone. I just want to be in society. I need somewhere that I can call my home.
Tonight, my friend, but we're having a soup run. I came to this particular place because it's the only place where I can grab some food for the night. I come here every day, 8 o'clock until 9 o'clock.
What have you done today? What's been today?
I've been signing on to the council, I'm actually claiming a few of the benefits, and I've been walking around town and making a useful person of myself, which is the first. I'm using up my time. I'm actually going for a few showers down at the Beacon House and having a few other things as well,
So how did you come to be here in Colchester?
Came to Colchester because I thought I had some family with me, I actually thought I had my sister, but she disowned me, and so has my father and mother as well. If they were to listen to this broadcast, which I know you're going to probably edit it this bit, but I miss them loads and I want to wish them a Merry Christmas, It's been a tough old 3 months, but I managed to pull it through thanks to my mates and things like that, and thanks to all the volunteers. They've actually given a shit about me, which is a first. Sorry, I swore then, didn't I?
So, do you feel you're amongst friends here?
Yeah, absolutely. I've lost a whole load of mates through homelessness, and I have now met a few reasonable blokes. I know they may have their habits or things like that, but don't knock them. They've always been there for me. I no longer have a home. I thought I used to have a home in Chelmsford, but now I'm just a lonely wanderer. I roam around the streets. I don't cause any trouble. Never been pulled up by the police. There are an awful lot of people out there who actually don't understand. But whether you are an alcoholic, a drug abuser, or anything like that, that doesn't make a difference because we're all in the same boat at the end of the day, and quite a few of the politicians don't understand that. That's what upsets me when you get passed by the public and all they do is cough and actually swear at you and joke about you when deep inside it isn't all for drugs. It's for bus fares, train fares, for people to get home to see your family, Colchester's a great place, but for people who are first made homeless, because it has all these facilities. I know other towns such as Braintree, Chelmsford and even Coggeshall, and even a few places in London, they don't quite understand because they haven't got those facilities.
From sort of on my travels, like more or less around England, I would say Colchester is probably the best city that I've been to in all of England for the homeless and sort of the backup care that they need. You know, not only people that are homeless through financial reasons, but people that are homeless through sort of mental or medical reasons. You know, you've got that much backup here. You know, you can come to the soup run every night and you'll see different faces at it. You've got your central sort of people that come every night, but you've always got them on the fringe that come, and there's always, say, between 5 and 10 of them different every night.
Yeah, there's a lot more homeless people than they're saying. I mean, because a lot of people who would be homeless, perhaps some of them are in prison, maybe, and then some, you know, like as you say, around friends and family and all that. And that.
It's like how you find homelessness, like with the big issue. You know, you've got genuine homelessness on the. Well, I say genuine homelessness. You've got people that are actually living on the street, and you've got people that are living in a place like the night shelter. You've got people that are living around people's, you know, on their couch or on the floor or whatever, which are classed as being vulnerable. It's funny. I was talking to a guy last night, and the thing he sort of put to me was like, you know, how can you be homeless in your hometown? But it happens. People, you don't know what's around the corner.
People on, you know, fortunate enough to be that well off, so, you know, you help each other out, like, you know, maybe if you smoke, you help each other out with roll-ups and things, and maybe, you know, lend each other, you know, a bit of money, and you just basically help each other out because you're all in the same position, which is rock bottom.
And that's what people can't appreciate, is where you're at, and they don't appreciate how easy it is to fall through the net. And that's a lot of people say, you know, how did you get there?
We do help certain ones out, because you know the ones that will come to you and ask, like, oh, can you lend us a couple of quid, like on your gyro day, and you can do that, but a lot of them don't come back. You know, you tend to find out the hard way who it is you can trust and who you can't trust. You know, like majority of us get on pretty well with each other, but you've always got one or two, basically arseholes, that tend to take.
Is it a homeless community?
It is a community, yeah, because we're all in the same boat at the end of the day. And if you ain't got your people what's in the same boat as you looking out for you, then you got nothing, have you?
So there's people here tonight that you can have a laugh with.
Yeah, of course. Because we're all in the same situation. We see them every day. Everybody's just wandering about, trying to get somewhere to live, trying to get a job, just trying, basically. And like you see people like just wandering about because there ain't nothing else to do. There's nowhere really to go in the daytime. There's somewhere that's open for a few hours of a day to get a hot cup of tea.
Where's my life gone to now, baby? Down the mist beyond your mind. Words in songs can touch no deeper, for the pains I've still to find. All the voices grow louder now, and my thoughts shatter and fall. And there's no one around to find me the cause when the silence doesn't answer me at all.
So where do you guys feel that you belong, if that's anywhere?
A mental hospital.
Rubber room with cracker jackets.
At one time, you know, I had my own house and business, and I was doing very well. I'd like to be back there again, but you know, it's not easy to go back. No, it isn't easy to get back there again. It's very hard.
Once you've been knocked down a few times, it's hard to get up again.
People say,
and you do get used to your situation where you are, and it becomes, although to most people it looks in. I met a guy one night, and I was sitting out trying to get some money to go down the street, and he was a really sort of tough nut sort of guy. But the thought of having to sleep out for the night, he missed his last train back to Romford. He was literally sitting next to me in tears because he had nowhere to sleep for the night. And yet he's a guy that could deal with most things. That I'm not a sort of a bruiser sort of guy. I'm a pretty easygoing sort of guy. But things he could deal with, I couldn't deal with. But he couldn't. You know, that put him in tears. The thought of having nowhere to sleep for the night.
Tell me what you've done today. What's today been like?
I've done today?
Yeah.
Nothing. I've just wandered about. I've been trying to find somewhere to live, and the council ain't interested at all, say I ain't vulnerable enough, and that's it basically. Just trying to find somewhere to live. Going to the doctors all the time, trying to get him to give his input to the council. They ain't interested in that. We can't get nowhere privately because everybody needs a deposit and a month's rent in advance. Which what's that, like £800 £600 is like cheap.
So how'd you come to be homeless?
As I come to be homeless, to tell you the honest truth, I ended up in prison for something I didn't do. They kept me and my partner in there for 3 months, for just over 3 months. After three and a half months, we went to Chelmsford Crown Court, and the judge said, "What are you keeping these girls for? Like, they've done nothing wrong. You've got no evidence against them. That, like, as far as I can see, that they've done nothing wrong. So let them go immediately. Like, release them." And we got released, and in that they only keep your place for 3 months. And because we'd been in there just over 3 months, everything had been taken away, all our clothes, all my photos of my little boy. They'd trashed everything. They just took it all and just dumped it all, and that was it. And since then, they ain't given us nothing.
And why Colchester? Are you from this area?
I'm
or
in Colchester because I've got a little boy here, and the only reason that I haven't got him with me is because I ain't got nowhere to live. And the council tell me, "Oh, if you had your little boy with you on the streets, then we'll give you a place." And I say, I ain't dragging my little 8-year-old boy around in the streets just so you can give me a place in, like, however long. Like, my little boy's with his dad at the moment. Like, he stays with his dad until I've got somewhere to live. I'm not going to drag my little boy around on the streets, especially in this. Well, I wouldn't anyway. In the summer I wouldn't, but especially in the winter.
do you think you're going to stay in Colchester for the time being? What do you think the future's going to be?
My children are here. I had to move back to Manchester. I got a flat off them, and then I used to hitchhike to see them down here, and then I moved to Lowestoft. I had to hitchhike because it's getting dark at night, so I'm here. And the Poxy Council don't really want to know me. If they don't give me anything, I can't have them overnight or anything. Most of these are all in the same boat.
Yeah, I've got family, I've got roots around this place. I went to school here. Like I say, I'm 41 now. They knew about my situation on the wall. I went down with a lady from a place called Open Door. It's quite influential. Yeah. And I went to the council and they said, right, you've got to be assessed for this, that and the other. And I was trying to get priority housing because of health grounds. Unfortunately, I fouled up on that. I don't know what it was. But at the time, all they said that got off me was the night shelter, which you get booted out in the morning, you're not allowed back in the evening. All right, you get hot food in the shower and stuff there.
28 days every 6 months.
You get 28 days, yeah, every 6 months. That's it. And after that, it would be, if I'm lucky, somewhere into a bed set or something, or the Riverside or whatever, somewhere like that, Byron Lodge, which are places, you just got rooms there. But I'll be lucky getting there. But they're basically saying to me, really, that they will be looking to house me. Listen, they'll be looking to house me in Clacton, Malden or Southend, not in Colchester. And I've got roots and I've got reasons to be here.
All this cold booze and emptiness won't take me home anymore. No one in the world could expect it. After walking out your door, somehow I'll just hold on, though my thoughts may lead me to cry. It's not for me nor you to give our reasons for why that sad old love affair could die.
Well, if I wasn't here tonight, I'll be sleeping rough on the street. And it's not exactly the warmest of weather out there these days. I had a row with the girlfriend I was living with and kicked out the door. And literally, if it wasn't for being here, I would be sleeping on the back of a bus or in a shop doorway or something like that. I mean, if it weren't for the fact that I'm staying here right now, I'll be out on the rob. There's no other way to it. I mean, you get up in the morning, you have to have breakfast, you have to have your dinner. This place provides me breakfast and my dinner at night, lets me wash my clothes, gives me a bed to sleep in, so I can't knock it. I mean, this is what's stopping me from being out on the rob. Oh, I don't feel good about the situation. Being homeless, I don't have a mobile phone at the minute, so I don't have a contact number. And you put the night shelter down as your address, mate, and they don't like it at all. You know, I've had a lot of difficulty with employers. As soon as they see that it's got the night shelter rent on it, that's me passed on for somebody else towards getting a job. I belong in Colchester. I do. I've been here for years. I like this place. I mean, I've been up and down the country 3-4 times now. I spent, I don't know, 4 or 5 months living with pikeys. And I've seen a few towns. And Colchester's not that bad. I mean, they've done all right for me round here.
You say, where do you think we belong? I think I belong back in society. This is not a life, what I live, you know. I want a job again. I want to work again, you know, work all week hard and that, and then we look forward to the weekends and stuff. Back in life, you know, instead of worrying where I'm going to sleep every night, where I'm going to eat, where I can wash, you know, looking like a tramp and having nothing. Who do you trust? Basically, who do you trust? It takes time, doesn't it?
Are you saying it's difficult to trust people?
Very, because the circle of people you're around, you know, there's a lot of crime involved on the street, obviously, because everyone's poor and stuff. Everyone's out to get money. You just don't trust a soul.
I mean, I'm lucky in this place. I can get up and have a shower and keep my clothes clean and all that, but there's a lot of people out there who can't. And, well, when you turn up to, like, a job interview or something like that looking grubby, I mean, would you employ somebody like that? Would you? If somebody turns up grubby? I mean, I really would like to have civil relationships with my family. I mean, my mum lives, 2 miles from me? No, less than 2 miles. And she's there with my sisters, you know. It's warm, there's food in the fridge. And I'm stuck here in a night shelter. And that's cold. It hurts, it really does.
So if you was to phone them up, what would happen, do you think?
Well, the last time I met my mum, she was uptown with my little sisters. Now, my little sisters, they're still in school on Grinstead. And I get on well with my little sisters. But they wouldn't come over and say hello, purely for the fact that they were there with my mum. I mean, I don't want to make it sound like my mum's, she couldn't care and all that, but I don't know, it's a lifestyle I'll put myself in. I mean, I've got myself into this situation. It's not down to anybody else. It's things I've done in the past, that's why I'm here.
We have to do the rounds, basically. If you've got a Brighton night shelter, you can't get in there anymore, so they send you somewhere else. They send you back to where the last night shelter you was. It's Colchester. So you're back on Colchester again. So you have to keep wandering around from night shelter to night shelter. Some people just don't bother unpacking because you're going to go in 4 weeks' time. And if you haven't got anywhere to live from there, you have to go to Yarmouth or Norwich night shelter or Cambridge. You just have to keep doing it. Unless you're very lucky and get a job, then it's a case of saving your money up, get a deposit, get off the circuit that way. But it's very difficult. 25 years of doing this. I've been married, settled down 7 years, and as soon as I got divorced, I was back on the road again, back in the night shelters. That's the only life I knew. So, no, you don't belong. You don't belong. It's difficult because we're going to walk around all day. From 9 o'clock in the morning to 7:15 at night. 12 hours, almost. It's good as 12 hours, 10 hours, 11 hours. We have to make your own entertainment in a way, muck about, be silly, get real in the library on the computers. We try and make as light as possible. At the end of the day, it's not funny because we're walking in the pouring rain. So we do try and lighten up. We do try and have a bit of a giggle, a bit of a mug about, but it can get depressed. It can get, not suicide, but you can go really, really low because you're saying, another day of walking around town. It does upset you. You can get low, so we do try and cheer up, but after time you say, have a nice day. Of course the guy did. He's been walking around town all day. He's up to there. He's soaking wet. He's hungry, and he's really, really, he's had enough. Saturday's worse because they're open. Sunday's okay because we don't have to stay out all day. Only 2.5 hours. That's okay. on Saturday, there's no day centres are open, and you are literally just walking around town.
Loneliness amongst these endless days is sharing times with a friend. Confidence is no longer a part of me. See it in the letters that I send. Slowly, tomorrow will come when I'll have to walk these streets again. And there's no finding you in this confusion. I'll just keep here sheltering from the pain.
Number 3.
Jamie. Number 3, Sheargate Steps, please.
21.
Darren, 145.
18. 18.
Oh, what's that?
Chris, 136.
Williams and Griffin, please.
I've got to let you have a
22.
hole in the wall.
Number 13.
John Madden.
I've just been into the Matrix office to pick up some big issues to go over to Braintree to sell them. Buy them for what, 50 pence and sell them for £1.20. I'm generally set up by now. It's just I missed the bus this morning. I'm running really late, and I'll just stand there all day. I don't have to shout. People come to me. Just have the magazines on display. It's more about talking to people than selling the magazine. I mean, like, people come over just for the chat. Without it, I couldn't survive on just social money alone, with sort of having to live all over the place.
How did you come to be homeless yourself?
Come out of prison, find my flat was repossessed. Been homeless a year now.
If I was to ask you where you feel you belong, where is home, is there a place? Is that anywhere?
No, there ain't. Not at the moment. Home's a sense of belonging, and I don't feel I belong anywhere at the moment.
Do you think that will change?
Definitely. Can't stay bad forever, can it?
Is there somewhere in the past that kind of gives you that feeling?
Southend. Sense of belonging in Southend. But then there's no facilities there. Well, none to speak of.
How I became homeless was, irretrievable marital breakdown. There's a lot of blokes like that, like me, about. So I had to leave the matrimonial home, as it were, and move into the night shelter. I was lucky to get in, because it was back in the early part of the summer, and it was, I didn't hold a lot of hope, because it's quite a busy place. I think they have about 20 beds there, and but anyway, I was lucky enough to get in. I did my month there, and because I'm currently on probation, was helped out through the probation service to find temporary accommodation, through an organisation called Shape. I don't know if you've ever heard of them. Yeah, so I'm with them at the moment, and that gives me a roof over my head for at least 6 months, and then they'll try and move me on after then.
So were you from the Colchester area, or you just decided to come here?
No, I had a Colchester postcode. I'm actually from Halstead, which is between here and Braintree.
Is it possible to say if anywhere is home or where you feel you belong?
Halstead, to be honest. Yeah, it's a nice little town. I've spent many years there. Halstead, yeah, I'd go back if I could. I really would. But
big issue. This week's big issue. Big issue. This week's big issue.
Is this a pretty good pitch?
Yeah, this one is, yeah. I think there's about 2 or 3 good pitches. It's got here, which is Mothercare, what do they call it? Sheargate Steps, and somewhere else, which I'm not sure of. Somebody just started it up again myself. So, I've got one of the good pitches today, lucky enough.
Do you mind me asking how you come to be in this situation?
Drugs, drink,
in the past, prison. Basically ruined my life, basically. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, have you got one, have you? Thank you very much. It's nice when they stop and check, because they usually come back after anyway. Buy another issue off you the following week, whatever. Get your own customers, so you're guaranteed to get money off them. Like I say, I've been here 15 years. My dad's last posting, because he was in the army, so we settled here, really. Like I say, I've been here 15 years, so I can say it's my hometown now. If I'm away too long, sort of, I get homesick, so I always come back.
There isn't a place called home at the moment, or is there?
No. Not in the sense of having a roof over your head, no. Like I say, I've been all over Colchester living, same with people, sleeping on the streets.
The days drag oh so slowly by, drifting from town to town. It's no life when you don't belong, so little up but infinitum down. Well, that's the way it is, with no address or any kind of phone. I just want to be in society. I need somewhere that I can call my home. I need somewhere that I can call my home.